Magandang araw! Sama-sama tayong matuto sa Teacher Self Learning Resource Channel. Mathematics 4, Quarter 1, Week 4. For the content, we have perimeter of composite figures composed of triangles and quadrilaterals. Find me. Answer the following. Here are the correct answers. Imagine you are designing a garden in the shape of a composite figure made up of triangles. If each triangle in your design has sides of 2 meters, 3 meters, and 4 meters, how would you calculate the total length of the garden's boundary? Here are jumbled words. Arrange these letters to make a word. You're right, number 1 is perimeter. 2 is triangle. Number 3 is length. 4 is composite. And number 5 is figure. Let's define the term perimeter. The perimeter is the total distance around the edge of a two-dimensional shape. Triangle. A triangle is a figure with 3 edges and 3 vertices. It is one of the basic shapes in geometry. Length. Length is the measurement of something from end to end. It is the longest dimension of an object. Composite figure. A composite figure is a shape that is made up of 2 or more simple geometric shapes, such as triangles, rectangles, circles, and so on. For Day 2, Subtopic 1, Perimeter of composite figures composed of triangles. Mr. Rabang bought a cartolina for his math class. He needs 2 triangles of the same size without wasting any part of the cartolina. How will he divide it? What will be the perimeter of each triangle? Who bought cartolina for his math class? It's Mr. Rabang. How will he cut the cartolina into 2 triangles without wasting any part? By equal triangles or 2 right triangles. What do you call the figure cut into 2 equal triangles like Mr. Rabang did to the cartolina he bought? Composite figures. What do you think is the distance around each triangle? It's 200 centimeters. What will be the perimeter of the 2 triangles? It's 240 centimeters. How many triangles are there in the figure? 2 triangles. What figure was formed when the 2 triangles were combined? Rectangle. How do we solve for the perimeter of 2 triangles? To solve for the perimeter of the 2 triangles above, first calculate the perimeter of triangle A, then calculate the perimeter of triangle B, then get the sum of the 2 triangles. Since triangles have 3 sides, follow this formula. Triangle A is equal to side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 or S1 plus S2 plus S3. Triangle A is equal to 50 cm plus 70 cm plus 80 cm. Triangle A is equal to 200 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of triangle A is 200 cm. Then, calculate the perimeter of triangle B following the same formula. Triangle B side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3, or S1 plus S2 plus S3. Triangle B, 50 cm plus 70 cm plus 80 cm. Triangle B is equal to 200 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of triangle B is 200 cm. Now, add the perimeter of the two triangles. P is equal to triangle A, which is 200 cm, plus triangle B, which is 200 cm. P is equal to 200 cm plus 200 cm. P is equal to 400 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the two triangles is 400 cm. For example 1, the grade 4 pupils of Pantay Elementary School were asked to draw a rhombus of two equal triangles with a side of 15 cm. What is the perimeter of the two triangles? What is the perimeter of the composite figure? For triangle A, we have P is equal to 15 cm plus 15 cm plus 15 cm. P is equal to 45 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of triangle A is 45 cm. For triangle B, it's just the same. Therefore, the perimeter of triangle B is also 45 cm. Now, get the perimeters of the two triangles. P is equal to 45 cm plus 45 cm. P is equal to 90 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the two triangles is 90 cm. But if we are solving for the perimeter of the composite figure, which is the rhombus, we add all the sides around the figure using this formula. P is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4, since the rhombus has 4 sides. P is equal to 15 cm plus 15 cm plus 15 cm plus 15 cm. P is equal to 60 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the composite figure is 60 cm. Triangle A and triangle B have the same measurements of their sides, which is 6 cm. For triangle A and B, P is equal to 6 cm plus 6 cm plus 6 cm, or P is equal to 3 times side. P is equal to 18 cm. P is equal to 3 times 6 cm. Thus, P is equal to 18 cm. What is the perimeter of the two triangles? Triangle A plus triangle B. P is equal to 18 cm plus 18 cm. P is equal to 36 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the two triangles is 36 cm. But if we are solving for the perimeter of the composite figure, which is the rhombus, we add all the sides around the figure using this formula. P is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4, since the rhombus has 4 sides. P is equal to 6 cm plus 6 cm plus 6 cm plus 5 cm. P is equal to 24 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the composite figure is 24 cm. Activity number 2. Solve me. It is good for 10 to 20 minutes. Objectives: solve for the perimeter of triangles. Materials needed: worksheet, paper, pen, parallelogram cutouts, and paper or cardboard. Instructions: study the composite figure below, then answer the question that follow. Choose only the letter of the correct answer. Write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. How many triangles are there in the figure? A4, B3, C2, D1. What are the measurements of the sides of each triangle? What is the perimeter of triangle A? What is the perimeter of triangle B? What is the number sentence for the perimeter of the composite figure? What is the perimeter of the composite figure composed of two triangles? Here are the correct answers. Solve for the perimeter of the following composite figures. Show your solutions. Choose any strategy in solving. Number 1. What formula is to be used in computing the perimeter of the two triangles? Number 2. What is the perimeter of triangle A? Number 3. What is the perimeter of triangle B? What is the perimeter of the two triangles? What is the perimeter of the rhombus? Here are the correct answers. Study the figures below and solve for the perimeter. Choose only the letter of the correct answer and write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Choose any strategy which you think is easier for you to use. What is the perimeter of triangle A? What is the perimeter of triangle B? What is the perimeter of triangle C? What is the perimeter of triangle A and C? Here are the correct answers. For day 3, Subtopic 2, Perimeter of composite figures composed of quadrilaterals. Study the figure below. Trapezoid A, S1 is equal to 3 cm, S2, 9 cm, S3, 5 cm, S4, 8 cm. Trapezoid B, S1, 12 cm, S2, 6 cm, S3, 5 cm, S4, 8 cm. How many trapezoids can you see in the figure? You're right, there are 2 trapezoids. What kind of figure is a trapezoid? Quadrilateral with 1 pair of parallel sides. What are the measurements of the sides of the 2 trapezoids? Trapezoid A, S1 is equal to 3 cm, S2 is 9, S3 is 5, and S4 is 8. For trapezoid B, S1 is 12 cm, S2 is 6, S3 is 5, and S4 is 8 cm. How do we solve for the perimeter of the 2 trapezoids? Add all the sides. How do we solve for the perimeter of the composite figure? P is equal to length 1 plus length 2 plus width 1 plus width 2. To solve for the perimeter of the two trapezoids and the perimeter of the whole composite figure, since the figure has two quadrilaterals, follow these steps. Identify all the quadrilaterals that make up the composite figure, trapezoid A and trapezoid B. For each trapezoid, find the lengths of each sides. Add up all the sides of each trapezoid. This gives you the perimeter of each trapezoid. For trapezoid A, P is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4. P is equal to 3 cm plus 9 cm plus 5 cm plus 8 cm. P is equal to 25 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of trapezoid A is 25 cm. For trapezoid B, P is equal to 12 cm plus 6 cm plus 5 cm plus 8 cm. P is equal to 31 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of trapezoid B is 31 cm. Then, sum up all the perimeters of the two trapezoids. This gives you the perimeter of the two quadrilaterals. Since the perimeter of trapezoid A is 25 cm and the perimeter of trapezoid B is 31 cm. P is equal to 25 cm plus 31 cm. P is equal to 56 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the two trapezoids is 56 cm. But if we are solving for the perimeter of the composite figure, which is the trapezoid, we add all the sides around the figure using this formula. P is equal to length 1 plus length 2 plus width 1 plus width 2. P is equal to 15 cm plus 15 cm plus 5 cm plus 5 cm. P is equal to 30 cm plus 10 cm. P is equal to 40 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the composite figure above is 40 cm. For the worked example, example 1. Square A and square B have 4 equal sides of 5 cm. Find the perimeter of square A, square B, and the composite figure. Since the composite figure has two equal squares and has the same lengths of each sides, we can also use this formula. P is equal to 4 times side, or P is equal to 4 times S, or P is equal to 4S. Example for square A side is equal to 5 cm. P is equal to 4 times side. P is equal to 4 times 5 cm. P is equal to 20 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of square A is 20 cm. For square B, P is equal to 4 times side. P is equal to 4 times 5 cm. P is equal to 20 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of square B is also 20 cm. So, if you get the sum of the perimeter of the two squares, square A plus square B, P is equal to 20 cm plus 20 cm. P is equal to 40 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the two squares is 40 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the two squares is 40 cm. But if we are solving for the perimeter of the composite figure composed of two squares, add all the sides. P is equal to length 1 plus length 2 plus width 1 plus width 2. P is equal to 10 cm plus 10 cm plus 5 cm plus 5 cm. P is equal to 20 cm plus 10 cm. P is equal to 30 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of the composite figure is 30 cm. Example 2. Find the perimeter of the composite figure, figure A, B, and C. For figure A, what are the measurements of each side? Figure A, length is 8 meters, width is 6 meters. Simply add the measurements of the side. P is equal to length 1 plus length 2 plus width 1 plus width 2. P is equal to 8 meter plus 8 meter plus 6 meter plus 6 meter. P is equal to 16 meter plus 12 meter. P is equal to 28 meter. Therefore, the perimeter of figure A is 28 meter. For figure B, side is equal to 4 meter. P is equal to side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4. P is equal to 4 meter plus 4 meter plus 4 meter plus 4 meter. P is equal to 16 meters. Therefore, the perimeter of the figure B is 16 meters. For figure C, side is equal to 4 meters. P is equal to side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3 plus side 4. P is equal to 4 meters plus 4 meters plus 4 meters plus 4 meters. P is equal to 16 meters. Therefore, the perimeter of figure C is also 16 meters. What is the perimeter of the three quadrilaterals? Add all the perimeter of three figures. P is equal to figure A plus figure B plus figure C. P is equal to 28 meters plus 16 meters plus 16 meters. P is equal to 60 meters. Therefore, the perimeter of the three quadrilaterals is 60 meter. But if we are solving for the perimeter of the whole composite figure, we just simply add all the sides using this formula. P is equal to 10 meters plus 10 meters plus 8 meters plus 8 meters. P is equal to 20 meters plus 16 meters. P is equal to 36 meters. Therefore, the perimeter of the whole composite figure is 36 meters. Example 3. Determine the perimeter of figure A, figure B, figure C, and composite figure. Here are the given data for figure A, figure B, and figure C. For figure A, length is equal to 10 cm. Width is 9 cm. Add the measurements of the sides. P is equal to length 1 plus length 2 plus width 1 plus width 2. P is equal to 10 cm plus 10 cm plus 9 cm plus 9 cm. P is equal to 38 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of figure A is 38 cm. For figure B, P is equal to side 1 plus side 2 plus side 3. P is equal to 5 cm plus 9 cm plus 10 cm. P is equal to 24 cm. Therefore, the perimeter of figure B is 24 cm. For figure C, the perimeter is 24 cm. The perimeter of figure C is also 24 cm. Then, add all the perimeter of the figures. Figure A plus figure B plus figure C. Therefore, the perimeter of the figure is 86 cm. But if we are solving for the perimeter of the whole composite figure, we add all the sides around the figure. Therefore, the perimeter of the whole composite figure above is 48 cm. For the lesson activity, activity number 3. Look for me. It is good for 5 to 10 minutes. Objectives: calculate the perimeter of composite figures composed of quadrilaterals. Materials needed: worksheet, paper, pen, whiteboard. Instructions: study the figures. Use the given side lengths to calculate its perimeter. Number 1. How many sides do we have in the figure? 2. What are the given? 3. What are the missing measurements or dimensions? 4. What is the number sentence to be used to find the perimeter of the composite figure? What is the perimeter of the figure? Here are the correct answers. Study the figure below, then calculate the perimeter and answer the questions. What is the perimeter of rectangle A, rectangle B, and rectangle C? What is the perimeter of the two small rectangles? What is the perimeter of the whole composite figure? Here are the correct answers. Study the figure and calculate the perimeter of each quadrilateral to find the perimeter of the whole composite figure. The measurements of the whole figure are given. Analyze critically before answering the questions. What are the measurements of the sides of the square? What formula can we use in solving for the perimeter of the square? What is the perimeter of the square? What are the measurements of the sides of the two triangles? What is the perimeter of the triangle? What is the perimeter of the triangle? Figure C. What is the perimeter of the two triangles? What is the perimeter of the square and figure C? What is the perimeter of figure A and the square? What is the perimeter of the composite figure? Here are the correct answers. For learners' takeaways, how did breaking down these composite figures into simpler shapes help in calculating the perimeter accurately? Breaking down composite figures into simpler shapes helps calculate the perimeter accurately by making it easier to add the lengths of all the sides step by step. For your reflection on learning, think about a real-world scenario where you might need to find the perimeter of a composite figure composed of triangles, such as designing a piece of art or planning a layout. How would you understand the properties of triangles help you in accurately determining the perimeter? Understanding the properties of triangles helps in accurately determining the perimeter of a composite figure because it allows you to identify and measure each side correctly, even when the triangles are connected or overlapping, making it easier to add all the sides for the total perimeter. For Day 4, for your formative assessment, study the figure below and calculate the perimeter of each quadrilateral to find the perimeter of the whole composite figure. The measurements of the whole figure are given below. Analyze critically before answering the questions below. What are the measurements of the sides of the trapezoid, figure A? What are the measurements of the sides of the square? What are the measurements of the sides of the rectangle? Figure C. What is the perimeter of the rectangle? Figure C. What is the perimeter of the composite figure composed of 3 quadrilaterals? Here are the correct answers. Analyze the figure below. Answer the following questions. What are the measurements of the sides of the triangles? What is the perimeter of the triangle, figure A? What is the perimeter of the triangle, figure B? What are the measurements of the sides of the quadrilaterals? What is the perimeter of the trapezoid, figure C? What is the perimeter of the trapezoid, figure D? What is the perimeter of the 2 triangles? What is the perimeter of the 2 quadrilaterals? What is the perimeter of the trapezoids and figure A? What is the perimeter of the composite figure composed of 2 triangles and 2 quadrilaterals? Here are the correct answers for numbers 1 to 5 and 6 to 10.